Welcome, give or take where you call home. It could be a Kryptonian planet, it could be just roaming out in space, but here on Earth, we are the Critics Collective, and we got another review for you. This time, we're talking about Superman Returns. Came out in 2006. Man, I'm old. That just seems so far away. With a running time of 2 hours and almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. And you're going to hear me mention that later on. I'm sitting here with the not so super fan Manny. I'm the Dad Panther writer, streamer, content creator, master of none. Hit the subscribe button as we've been going through the Superman movies as we lead up to talk about the brand new Superman movie, and let us know in the comments your favorite Superman movie. Now, for this one, IMDb says this: Superman returns to Earth after spending 5 years in space examining his homeworld, Krypton. But he finds things have changed while he's gone, and he must once again prove himself important to the world. Damn, that's what that says? That's what they put on this? All right, so Bryan Singer is the director of this one. This is before all the crazy shit happens with Bryan Singer and
I was thinking the same
thing. Bryan Singer allegedly, not going to go into it. Kevin Spacey allegedly. Still, House of Cards is a hell of a show. I'm just saying, it's a hell of a show.
Great monologue too.
Damn, man. I mean, just so I still knock on desk like when I'm accomplishing shit. You're like whatever. So, anyways, sidebar. Let us know in the comments if you want us to come back and talk about House of Cards on Netflix. Anyways, yeah, highs and lows, right, Manny? What are your highs and lows of Superman Returns, which I believe is WB's reboot, which they've been rebooting like clear with the Superman and the comic book characters for decades.
So I was excited, to get a more modern version of Superman to the big screen.
Mm-hmm.
And just that one scene alone at the beginning where the plane, like he's saving people on the plane, and he just, grabs the plane in the middle of the stadium, which is what I've been wanting. Like him saving people in front of the whole crowd and people cheering Superman's back and all that. I was excited. I get goosebumps thinking about it. But other than the CGI, the action scene, which I really enjoyed. In a way, I felt this. There was too many slow moments in this film, like where the dialogue. It was just. I felt like I got less Superman in this film, in a way.
Okay.
But overall, I did enjoy the film. I didn't really like the part where, again, that's something personally I don't like. Like, again, Superman losing his power and all that. I don't know. I just don't like that. But overall, I did like the film. It was okay, Superman film. And one thing I'm always hoping in every Superman film, which it did, is the ending scene, which is, for me, it's a must, where Superman flies over Earth and he looks at the screen, because I feel like he's looking at me saying, and I get excited. And you know what I'm talking about, when he flies over
my childhood. Yeah.
And he just looks at the screen and he smiles. And I don't know, I always like that scene since I was a kid, when Christopher Reeve did it, and they did that scene. So I was like the homage. I'm hoping it happens in this new Superman that's coming out, but we'll see. But it was okay, Superman film.
Okay, so for me, Superman Returns, this is one of the movies that I watched trailers for. I watched multiple trailers, deep dives. I still have the coffee table book of behind the scenes of.
Oh, my bad. I did play the video game for this one too.
I was just about to. Xbox 360.
You can't find anymore.
You can't find it. I wish I would have kept that bitch. But that game was just so fun to just fly around, get to the water and skim it, fighting Brainiac and Bizarro and certain ones. You had the DC game for PlayStation, I think 2, 3, 4, even 5. You're still playing that online free universe game. My username, I use Superman Returns in my fucking Gmail Hotmail account thing. Like I was all in for this movie. And
you know what's crazy? This is a game called Undefeated. It's free, and it's the same thing.
Wait, talking about of Superman Returns?
No, if you go to play, if you have PlayStation, there's a game called Undefeated. It's the same thing.
I'll have
Same.
okay. I'll have to take a look. So for me, like I said, this is a big part of my youth because like I worked at a movie theater, and so I'm excited for this movie as I work in the movie theater, and I got a chance to see this a ridiculous amount of time. Like think about like you watching a movie and enjoying it. I enjoy it, but I watched it so much. It was a part of my job, literally. Um, the look of it. I love how it was old school nostalgia, like throwing back, but also like new, like the suit design, the muted colors, the way they made Metropolis, the Daily Planet. I saw what they were doing, the fighting and the action scenes of what they did for Superman were stuff that made sense for Superman. And that's why it's hard to do a video game, let alone a movie, because you have to do something big. It's not like some of the other characters, no disrespect, where you can have a more down to earth action sequence. This is Superman. It has to be big. The villains have to be bigger. The challenges have to be more challenging. But yes, the opening scene with the plane. There's various other scenes with the bullet in slow motion. That it just fits. The downfall, and this is one of the rare times that I flip and say the good things that I like versus the bad things. The downfall was I didn't feel like I felt like the important cast members, Lois and Clark, that had to have chemistry. I didn't feel like that chemistry was there. And it's so important to the story that is Superman as far as what we've seen on the screen. I felt like even though Lex was portrayed right and Jimmy Olsen and certain ones, I felt like that hindered it. I felt like the movie was too fucking long for 2 hours and almost 40 minutes. It has to be a more packed like movie, and it just was so fucking slow. The script so fucking bloated with stuff that had nothing to do with anything. As soon as I saw that kid, I felt like Manny when he's always like fuck kids. I felt like that because I'm like, what the fuck is this kid doing here? Please don't tell me you're gonna go down the route I've seen on comic books. Please, we're not doing this here. This is not about him. And sure enough, they beep you and they make it about this fucking kid, and it kills the story. It kills great lines that I still use to my daughter when she goes outside and there's no socks. She's not wearing socks or shoes, and it's hot outside. Obviously, I tell her to get back in the house. I lift her up, pick her up, and kiss her boo boos. Don't get me wrong, I don't come from me, but I do say slick ass comments like, "Didn't your mother ever teach you where not to land?" Like you just like there are just certain lines that were being used in this, and I just thought it was so smooth, and it just got ucked up, man. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and rate this movie that I feel like it's going to be interesting. Put in the comments what you feel that Superman Returns is. This is a 2006 movie with a running time of too damn long. It goes from 0 to 5. In between you got good, average, below average, poor quality. Also check back the other Superman movies that we've done and let us know what you think about that. Manny, I'm gonna let you go first on this one. What do you rate Superman Returns? Now just want to jump in and say, hey, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, comment for more. What's your rate?
So overall, even I enjoy again the action scene. A lot of nostalgia to the old Superman. I
Mm-hmm.
wish it would have focused on to this Superman was going on, and especially with the story of him being missing for 5 years. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot they could have done as far as that. Um, Even that line with the kid, I didn't really care about the kid. I think it goes back to a Superman film. The sons become the father, and the father becomes the son.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he did a lot, which I don't like when directors do. They try to do a lot of nostalgia, except for the fly scene at the end, which I don't. That's you can leave that. Um, I feel like this film didn't stand on its own that much, and like you said before, it just was too long, where there's so many dead parts. Overall, I give it a 3.
Okay. I'm on the same thing. I feel like it's a 3. I would still recommend this movie for what it did, soundtrack wise, visually, what it did. I love the suit and the color, mute color. Like it's such a great, it's one of the best like Superman costumes I've seen, right there on par with Man of Steel, which we'll talk about as well at some point. But There's so much wrong with the plot and the thickness of the story, and I felt like the director was taking way too much. Brandon did enough. I thought. I don't know about what's your thought. I thought Brandon did a phenomenal job playing Superman. He's your first big entity playing Superman after Christopher Reeves, and I thought he did an amazing job to the point that you do see him in superhero stuff later on in the CW playing a different character. On in the Arrowverse and the Flashverse and that kind of range. Even I think making a cameo on Smallville or something down the road.
Yeah,
But
he did end up playing Kingdom Come Superman too, and the Flash.
okay.
So which was great. So
All right. So what did you think about Brandon? I think that was one of the biggest things that a lot of people were against him taking the cape.
no, I think he did great, and I think one of the main reason they cast him because looks so much like
His
Christopher Reeve.
mannerism,
Yeah,
my goodness. When
and
he had the glasses on or not, and I was like, this is
this is Christopher Reeves, and I don't think um anybody could ever be Christopher Reeves.
mhm,
I don't think that's ever gonna
big
happen.
shoes to fill, big cape
Yeah,
to wear.
but overall, I think he did a great job portraying the character. I just think they missed a lot of points, and they didn't focus on the Superman character that much. To I don't know what's the word, how too Superman-y in a way. I would say
Mhm,
that much to make us be more in depth with the character. 'Cause I think if they had focused more into the Superman character, the heroic part of it more,
mhm.
I think it would have been. We probably would have had a sequel or something, unless, well, maybe after Bryan Singer, somebody else did other than Bryan Singer after all the allegations, allegedly.
Not gonna touch that one. Not gonna touch that one with Red Kryptonite. I tell you that much. I do wish that looking over it, like again, make the movie shorter, remove the kid. The 5 year gap wasn't long enough. Like if you really want the world to feel something, let it be 10, 15 years. Let Superman not age the same, comic book reference, and Lois age. And there's another dynamic. That's why they don't have chemistry on the screen because they've been gone for so long. Show us the bad that the earth has gone through, and then just let Superman tell his story of what makes him a unique alien. Um, give or take what your conversation about it is. So I feel like, man, I wish Brandon would have had two more movies. I felt like they wronged him and took that away. And I think much like the actor Christian Hayden, if I'm saying it correctly, that played Anakin, he didn't get
Yeah.
his flowers until recently, where people now don't boo him and say he's a terrible actor. I think he was a good actor, and the movie did what it was, and I think Brandon the same thing. What he's done, just he didn't get justice. So I hope that he gets his flowers.
No, I truly like after he made like more of a presence in Smallville. I mean, not Smallville, in the Arrowverse.
Hmm.
I think he got somewhat of his flowers,
Hmm.
but again, with the like, I think the budget for this film was like 200 some million, and he only made like 300. So
270 million, and it only grossed worldwide 400 million, but in the US, like Lingo says, is where you make that real number. They missed that budget by 70, and opening weekend 52, which isn't a lot for a Superman movie. So it was not a successful launch for that one.
yeah, so
Mm.
then I don't believe they marketed that hard either.
Oh, they marketed like a motherfucker. Like I said, I still got fucking merchandise. I
Well,
still got merchandise.
you
Again,
know
you
what?
put a video game out there. I think there was collector cups. I think it was like restaurants had like little things. Yeah, I think at one point, I think there was like Mountain Dew or something that you saw in the background when on the taxi cab and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like they spent money on this, and even the level of detail for them to research the costume with all the S's in them, and the green screens they were trying to find a better way to make Superman fly. And if you look at the Christopher Reeve movie, yes, it's green screen, it's the best technology they had, but him flying. It wasn't as much as I'm telling you, I was into this. I was watching where he was talking about learning how to fly in space, and they were in the water tank, and he was saying how the water would move off his suit, so he would pull his fist a certain way, and that level of fucking detail, I'm like, yo, bravo. And you didn't give this guy anything more than one movie, and I was like, you guys wronged him and you wronged us.
I think plus it came out like around the time where you have X Men, Pirates of the Caribbean, so it had a lot to compete with.
Yeah, but I mean, even with that being the case, I mean, I don't think I recommend this. I can see it playing in the background. And again, this just shows what kind of movie this was, because we did Superman 3 and 4 and that was pretty quick and we understood where we're at, and here we are still talking about it. So it's I think it's a great reboot for Superman. And I think the next one that we'll talk about will probably be down the road, but it'll be Man of Steel. So don't know if we'll talk about Justice League. We might as well. We might have to at some point. You can't skip that one. But you could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here. Greatly appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button, follow, comment, check out any one of these playlists, videos. Until next time, kalika